Hello everyone, this is AndresRestart, and today we have an interesting topic, but I'm going to be fairly quick with today's video. I actually just got back from basketball. It's a Sunday afternoon. People have been talking about this throughout the weekend. I've been so focused on all the new Metroid Prime 4 information, like literally yesterday, I put out a 38-minute walkthrough analysis of the Japanese website for Metroid Prime 4, which includes a whole bunch of new footage that people did not see from the overview trailer or the previews that came out on Friday. But during this weekend, we got a very interesting Zelda leak that I think actually has some pretty big implications here. Now, the leak is about the live-action Zelda movie. We actually have footage on set, and we're seeing actors that we did not know were actually going to be in the movie. Now we do, and it's some pretty interesting stuff, and like I said, I do think there's actually some very big implications here about Zelda's overall 40th anniversary, so that's what we're going to be chatting about today. But before going forward, let me simply point out that I do have this goal to reach 60,000 subscribers, so if you find yourself enjoying my videos, I would very much appreciate your support, subscribing if you haven't done so already, liking, commenting, sharing, hyping. It all makes a huge difference, but I at least thank you for coming by to watch today's video, even if it is a very simple one. So, what's going on? Well, let me just go ahead and show you here, and hopefully the video is not taken down. Honestly, I'm not sure. I've seen a lot of other people talking about this already, and it doesn't seem like there's been any response by Nintendo, so we'll see. But this is what is being shared right now. Let me see if I can refresh this, just so you can see it from the beginning. So that is, I think her name's what, Bo Bragison? That's the actress for Princess Zelda. And so as you see as it zooms in, actually, well, here, this is Link. You see him in the green tunic, very Twilight Princess-like, but he even has like the longer blonde hair, he has the long ears. So obviously Link is in the game. There's Princess Zelda, in blue, that's reminiscent of her look from Breath of the Wild. Now, it's not exactly the same, it's a little bit longer, but it seems like they might be going for a similar direction. She even has like a nice little braid. And yeah, I think this is actually a very big deal. But there's more, so let me just show you the more before I explain why this is a big deal outside of us just seeing like on-set stuff here. So there's a better look at Princess Zelda, but also there's this other person in gray hair. Right, we see the Hylian symbol on this horse right here, which is extremely interesting. But also notice this horse here in the background. It's a reddish, brownish horse with white hair. That's Epona right there. Epona right there, Princess Zelda right there. And I did not tell you who I think this other person is yet. They'll come up in a moment. Actually, let me just refresh just to get back. Oh, there she is. That is probably Impa. The fact that they're next to each other, they each have their horses right next to each other, she's probably her attendant. She even has like a really awesome, like epic sword. It's noticed the long ears, right? So this is probably Impa, and people have figured who the actress is. I don't know how to pronounce her name. Is it Daikon Lockman? Not familiar with her name. I'm sure I've seen her before in something, but she is considered to be a pretty good actress, apparently, and people are really excited that she is going to be playing, apparently, Impa in the movie. So, some pretty cool stuff here, but why is this a very big deal outside of us just literally seeing this stuff? Well, one, we know about Epona, we know about Princess Zelda, we know about Impa, and we know about Link. Princess Zelda seems to be taking some design inspirations from Breath of the Wild, but this is not a Breath of the Wild game. By the way, this is being filmed in New Zealand. As you see here, this is Green Tunic Link, mostly inspired by the design we've seen from Twilight Princess and or Ocarina of Time, which brings me to the Ocarina of Time element here. You guys know, I've been theorizing it, it's been rumored that there's going to be an Ocarina of Time remake. Recently, Nintendo announced officially that they are in collaboration with LEGO to work on an Ocarina of Time LEGO set, which is coming out next year, which I think helps to fuel the theories we've had for a few years on this. And it seems like it's all kind of coming together here. But the big thing about Green Tunic Link is that, one, this shows that this is not going to be a Breath of the Wild movie or anything like that, even though Zelda has the blue dress. This is going to be more so an amalgamation, it looks like. Maybe there's going to be one game or series that takes more inspiration. We'll have to wait until we see the actual movie to figure that out. But like the Mario movie, it's going to be its own story that's going to draw inspiration from the overall series. This is what has been expected. But the big deal here is with the return to Green Tunic Link, who has not been in the forefront for many years, not since Skyward Sword. Throughout Zelda's 40th anniversary, it's going to behoove Nintendo to remind people about Green Tunic Link. I mean, I think they've already started, because what did they have as launch titles for the Nintendo Switch 2? On Nintendo Switch Online for Nintendo GameCube Classics, you had both The Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker sporting Green Tunic Link, and also Soul Calibur 2 sporting Link from Ocarina of Time. And now we have the Ocarina of Time Lego set, and I wouldn't be surprised if there are some other things that happen in the 40th anniversary that also bring back to prominence this iconic look of Link. So perhaps that somehow means maybe we do finally see Twilight Princess and Wind Waker HD. Look, those games have been rumored for many, many years. My stance on this, as I've said before, is the very last opportunity for it to make any sense for them to come out would be for the 40th anniversary. Similar to how Nintendo handled Mario Galaxy 2, where it was kind of like a head-scratcher why we didn't see it sooner, especially for the initial 3D All-Stars collection back in 2020 for Mario's 35th anniversary. It looks like they held back Galaxy 2 for the 40th anniversary and also in lead up to the marketing of the movie, which we know will be sporting Yoshi, and Yoshi plays a big role in Mario Galaxy 2, not to mention it's the Mario Galaxy movie. So it might be the case that Nintendo's been waiting to release Twilight Princess and Wind Waker HD because they wanted them to be part of the 40th anniversary celebration. That is a possibility. Regardless, the main point to be taken here is that we are seeing Green Tunic Link, we are seeing an amalgamation of different Zelda concepts in the making of this movie, and I do think it means we're going to see more stuff from the iconic version of Link, the Green Tunic version of Link, throughout 2026 as they begin to market the movie later into the year. It's coming out 2027. May 2027, last I checked. Yeah, May 7th. It actually was initially supposed to come out in March, but it was delayed by a little bit to May, which is really not that far away. We are talking about a year and a half from now, we will be able to watch the live-action Zelda movie, and that's very exciting. But it's also cool to see that they're going to bring back Epona, that they're going to have Impa in there, the young adultish version of Impa, the one we saw from Ocarina of Time, by the way, I will mention, or you could maybe argue Impa from Skyward Sword. That sort of design and look. If I had to pick which one I think she's most closely resembling, I'm going to say that it's more so Ocarina of Time, just because it appears that the Kingdom of Hyrule is established, right? And so we have Impa as her attendant and warrior in her prime right there with her. And the only time we've seen Impa like that is from Ocarina of Time. So that part is also pretty interesting. And that's pretty much all I have to say on this particular subject. I guess some people might be hoping that we might see some sort of official announcement about this movie relatively soon, and I'm going to say that we're probably not going to get any official updates on this movie for a while, not until the Mario movie comes out, which is coming out this April. Right now, Nintendo's focused on marketing this movie, and so that's going to be their main focus. Once that comes out, they will have the rest of the year to begin marketing and talking about the Zelda movie. Now, one interesting wrinkle here is that supposedly there is a report out there that there's going to be a Donkey Kong movie as well that would be coming out in 2028, so at some point they're going to want to announce that too. I also think that would be after the Mario movie, and I actually speculate that similar to the end of the first Mario movie, how they had a teaser for the next follow-up, I think at the end of the Mario movie, the second one, the Galaxy movie, we're going to finally see Donkey Kong, because he's not in the Galaxy movie from what we've seen so far. They haven't announced his voice actor. I think what they're going to do is actually tease the Donkey Kong movie at the end of the Galaxy movie, and so we'll know that's coming, and then after that Nintendo will make some sort of official announcement. But I don't really think that has any impact on when we'll hear updates on the Zelda movie. We're going to learn about Zelda a lot throughout all of 2026 for the 40th anniversary, so... buckle in, guys. We're in for some pretty good Zelda times. But what do you all think? Let me know in the comments below. This is AndresRestart. Thank you so much for listening and watching, and I will see you all really soon. Take care. Bye.